Hello everyone, it's Laura Brazil of Mind Over Muscle, and I'm going to be sharing with you today 3 things that I will do for my own low back when it starts feeling not so great. I've been in the middle of moving. I'm coming to you from Northern Virginia for the first time, so lots of car sitting, plane sitting, picking up, bending, stooping. So these are 3 moves that I use as a group to help my spine feel better. All right, so first of all, we're gonna start with a twist, and we'll do 2 passes. So I'm doing this for myself today. So we're gonna do 2 passes through this, and I'm using my arms here a little bit, but not really pulling myself into the twist, just holding myself in my twist. And then take 2 big breaths. Expand your rib cage and go to the other side. Twist as far as you can using your muscles, then use your hands to hold you in that position. You can add in the head if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, there's no need to look over the shoulder. Once you're there, take 2 big breaths, filling up the rib cage in 360 degrees. All right, we'll come back to the twist in a moment, but we're gonna go into a simple crescent stretch here. And we're thinking about elongating the side of the body. And on the other side, think about kind of like going over a giant beach ball on that side we're moving toward. And I'm not really pulling my hand or anything here. They're just kind of together for resting reasons. It's easier to hold them up when they're together. And switch sides. And you can add those 2 breaths. And you'll fill up the rib cage a lot on the side you're moving away from. And there's not a lot of space over here on this side, so there'll be less expansion on that side. And one more time each side. 2 breaths. Notice where the breath wants to go. Switch sides. You can close your eyes on those breaths if that helps. And then shake it out a little bit. And now we're going to do, we've done spinal twist, we've done some spinal lateral flexion, and now we're going to do some what I call ribcage sliding. So I have you don't have to put your hands here, but I'm sliding my ribcage side to side, trying to keep my shoulders from tilting. So in the crescent stretch or the lateral flexion of the spine, the shoulders tilted as the spine tilted, but here we're just moving side to side. It's kind of like a belly dancing move, trying to isolate the whole rib cage. Goes side to side. That one's a little bit harder, so if you feel like this is you're like, what is happening here? Or your shoulders are moving a lot, don't worry about it. Mine's not perfect either. We're just getting the spine to move in different ways. All right, we're gonna go back through. This time, we're going to pay attention to our pelvis. Like I said, I'm sitting on cushions here. I can feel the weight of my torso down through my sit bones at the bottom of the pelvis. And what I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna do that same twist with your muscles, then you can hold yourself there with your arms. But this time, think about as my rib cage rotates to face toward my left, you're gonna try and keep your pelvis facing front or even a little bit to the right. So it's like rib cage tries to face this direction and pelvis tries to go the opposite direction. So what we're really doing here is getting the muscles between the pelvis and the rib cage to kind of relax and soften even as they're active here. So we're trying to get length as we do this. And if it doesn't feel comfortable, use the arms, you don't have to. Most of us like the arms there though. And then come on out of it. You can keep adding that breath if you want, but sometimes it's enough to think about just getting the rib cage to rotate one direction and the pelvis moving in the opposite direction at the same time. So each of your vertebrae will be kind of going chink, chink, chink. It's almost like if anyone has seen the movie Harry Potter or read the book about the door at Gringotts, the Goblin Bank, where the vault, and that door kind of kinks as it goes when it unlocks. That's what I think of the spine. It's like as the rib cage faces one direction, the pelvis kind of moves in the other, and we're unlocking some of that tension along the spine and the muscles through the lower torso. All right, so come on out of that. Still paying attention to the pelvis here. We're gonna do our crescent stretch, banana stretch, and don't worry about getting the arms up. So if you like having if your arms don't feel good overhead, you can still do this reaching over the beach ball here as you go. But this time, as the top half of the rib cage tilts to the side, I'm gonna have you focus on keeping the opposite side of the pelvis down. So my torso's tilting to the left, and so I'm trying to keep my right side of the pelvis down. So the pelvis isn't going along for the ride. Again, trying to get some elongation of the muscles in my torso. I'm doing no hands right now. I still feel a stretch. If I want to feel more stretch, I can take the hands here or here. Whew, it's good. Hopefully you were still breathing. If you weren't, breathe on this side. So now my torso is going to the right, and I'm trying to keep the left. A lot of times it'll kind of want to hike up, so I'm trying to keep that left side of my pelvis down. Again, it doesn't matter where the arms are. If your head wants to hang, that can be delightful as well. Remember to breathe. If you find yourself not breathing in this, then back off a little bit. All right, and then come back. So now we're going to be sliding. It's almost like the rib cage is sliding over the top of the pelvis like a typewriter, and we're going to slide back and forth. And notice as you slide your pelvis back and forth, there's going to be a shift in pressure, but you shouldn't feel your pelvis tilt, right? So as my rib cage slides to the right, I feel more pressure down on my right sit bone, but it's not tilting and pushing harder. It's just holding more weight. So as I go to the left, try not to let the right side follow. We get so tight here, and when we're tight between the pelvis and the rib cage, our spine and low back muscles have to do a lot more, which is what I've been encountering with all the sitting in combination with the more movement, lifting and bending and shifting things around during this moving process. All right, a couple more here. Shake out, reach, stretch, and hopefully you're feeling looser here. Hopefully your low back is feeling better. Mine is, and I'm excited to go move around now that I have more length here. As always, let me know in the comments if you like the video, if it was helpful for you, and if there's something that you want me to make a movement tip about, feel free to put that in the comments too, because I do check them out. All right, everyone, have a great day.